Hello, world. I am Larry Alfred Ways II. This is 109, a poem by me, and it's housed in this lovely book here. I'm talking about my travels and the many instances in which I encountered these numbers and what they mean to me. Now, I mentioned the significance of these numbers, that they are an allusion to my birthday, and that the first person I met, my first friend, in after my first international trip in South Korea, was also born on this day, and our birthday is a national holiday in that country. So we somehow the universe brought us to this country to sort of revel in the nuance of this number, of the relevance of this number. Okay, so I mentioned those things. While I was living in Korea, something continued to happen. I would often check my watch. I'm not wearing a watch now, but and this watch, it's humid outside, so this watch is actually the face of the watch has dew or some water inside of here. Anyhow, I would often wake up and check my watch, and to my utter surprise, I would wake up at 10:09 a.m. Now, 10:09 is not 109, but if you're into math, you know that the number 10 is represented by 1 and a 0, and a number such as 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 may be represented as 0 and that number 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, all the way up to 0, 9. So if I see 10:09, that second 0 is just a placeholder, and it's still 109. Those numbers are still very clear, very, very relevant, all right? Very noticeable. So whether it's 109, whether it's 10:09, or whether it's 1090 or 1090, I still attribute a sighting. I still say that, oh, I saw 109. Now, I want to make this clear. If I were to see 6439, yeah, you can argue 6 plus 4 equals 10, and 3. Oh, no, excuse me. 3 plus 6. So 6436. The light just went out over here. 6436. So 6 plus 4 equals 10, and 3 plus 6 equals 9. You could argue that that is an instance where I encounter 10 and 9, but those aren't the realities. Those aren't the instances that I'm actually referring to. It's specifically when I see 10:09 or 1:09, when I go to sleep and wake up at 10:09 a.m. or 10:09 p.m. Okay? Now, I mention this because when I was in Korea, I had this habit of waking up at 10:09 and specifically checking my watch at that time. And it was bizarre. It was quite bizarre. I noticed it in particular around my birthday. Like a week before my birthday, and I think it was just a heightened awareness. It's like, yeah, my birthday is coming up. And my birthday is significant to me, but I was so far removed from my family, and I was alone. I was lonely. So maybe this was me, giving my birthday more significance and saying, oh, I'm so far away from home, I'm lonely, but, it's my birthday. Hey, look, oh, wow, I looked at my clock, my watch. Maybe that's what that was. The fact that I noticed 10:09 or 1:09 is evidence that I was aware of my surroundings. I was aware. I was speaking. I told this story to Maskaram Haile, an author, an award-winning author whom I met in a very peculiar under a peculiar set of circumstances that did involve 1009, and this was last year. And yeah, so these instances, and she told me, what she told me is, we have to pay attention to our lives. And that is one way of empowering ourselves, if we pay attention to our lives. And she is so spot on with that information, with that advice, because I found myself, paying attention more, to myself through this practice of seeing 109. But it's a practice, but it's not something that I was consciously seeking. There are times when I consciously play a trick on my mind and say, let's see if I can find 109. Where am I going to find it? And it's not in those moments where 109 presents itself and it is significant. I may find it, for instance, I may look at a license plate and see 6436 and say, oh, I found it, but those instances don't have much meaning. So there are other instances that do have meaning that I'll expound on in later future videos. Stay with me. I am Larry Alfred Wiggs II. This is my book 109. It's a poem. And 109, as Google says, and numerologists say, 109 is an angel number.